Hello and welcome to Faithful to the Apprentice, where we are here to discuss the Apprentice 2026, week 11, or how it's known globally, interview week.
Ooh, interview week.
That's right, it's the exciting one.
It is, and they brought out the old. I should use the term, the old dragons. Yeah, the old cards back. They brought back Mike. They brought back Claude.
Linda.
Everyone's favourite Linda. God, she was mean this year, wasn't she? I felt like she was being like deliberately antagonistic with all of them this year. Yeah, but she was really mean. Like we'll talk about it in detail, I'm sure, in a minute. But Charisma put up a fight, and I loved every minute of it. She was like round one to Charisma, if you ask me.
No, well, that upset Linda enough that she took all her frustration out on Lawrence.
Yes,
she was like, "I'm not having two."
Lawrence had a nightmare, let's be honest. Lawrence,
I mean, a lot of them did.
I think Lawrence kind of wanted to just get his laptop out and say, like, just talk to my AI bot. He'll give you the answers that you need. Poor Lawrence.
My name's Ben.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Alex. And if you want to get in touch with us with any of your thoughts of the interviews, whether you thought they were fair or not, and indeed whether the right two have made it to the final, you can get in touch with us on our link tree, linktr.ee/faithful2. It's got all the links to how you can watch us on YouTube and Spotify. You can comment underneath the videos if you do. Listen to us on any of your favourite podcast apps. And if you want to get in touch directly, it's got all our social media links there too. And of course, if you like the podcast and you help us monetarily, you can give us a £5 one-off or monthly donation by going to buymeacoffee.com/faithful.
It's your investment.
That's your investment on and look, we did an April Fool's. We said we use AI. This is 100% free of all AI.
It is. Always will be.
We shall.
Got some comments from last week.
Ooh.
Lots of people were upset that Rofner got eliminated and thought it was unfair. John Cook said it's a shame that Rofner had to go. Karishma's story about her being so welcoming when she was left out at the beginning was lovely.
That was a lovely
felt
story.
Sorry for Rofner this week, says ELZZ. She's been great. Both teams did similarly. I thought he'd have them all in and fire just a weaker candidate, which is...
Kieran, who was the only one left. And Kieran walked.
All of them. So people were saying Priesh should have gone.
Look, let's be honest. I think even Lord Sugar indicated by his comments that he didn't think Priesh should go. But can we bring up the little factoid that was brought up by the continuity man, which is the fact that Priesh has won the most challenges.
Yes.
Which almost makes this whole thing pointless because we knew that Priesh wasn't going to go through. We knew from the beginning that he was a bit of a joke character. In the interviews, he walked in for his interview with Mark Salter, said thank you very much, stood up, then started walking in the opposite direction. Then he walked past the camera and walked in the right direction.
I'm so glad that Priesh was here for the interviews, though.
We knew they were going to be funny. We knew they were going to be car crash. They were. He went to shake Claude's hand. Claude ignored him. That was literally the Ryan Seacrest hi-fi to a blind person moment. That was.
Priesh continues to be the person that doesn't feel like a real person. He feels like he's been plonked on this thing, and he doesn't know he's a human. He's like Octodad in that game. Octodad. Yeah. He's an octopus dressed up as a human, and he's pretending to be a human.
He walks so funny. He's like
everything about him's funny, but like in a lovely way. Like he's so sweet and nice. Like all the contestants, like all the interviewers will love him, so he'll get off scot-free.
Yeah, but they didn't, did they? They kind of didn't really warm to him.
Well,
I don't think they warmed to him as much as everyone thought he was going to be warmed to.
They felt like he was wasting their time, I think. Especially Linda, who has precious time.
Linda's got very precious. She's got a beauty brand, a fashion brand to look after. Linda, I did feel for Priesh because I thought that he might get passed on charm, but even that wasn't really working with him.
Well, if the business plan held up, it could have, but it was very odd because they were like, do you keep accounts? No. Are you registered as a business? No. Do you work? No. It's like as Karen said, it's a side project of a side hustle.
Well, it's a hobby, isn't it? It was a hobby for him because he's got this.
Makes £162 a month.
no, £162 a gig.
Yeah,
but he does one a week because they said he does about 52, which is if you work it out, that's about one a week. So and they kind of brought up the fact that like, is this just basically for your friends and family? He's like, oh no, I do it for small corporate events too. And it's like, are those corporate events in the company that you work for? Yeah, is it your uncle? And it is, and it it clearly was just a hobby really for Priesh, and if there's a hobby that he dreamt could become his business, I feel for him
could have been.
Yeah,
I was going to ask actually, do you think Alan Sugar, who only gives £250,000
only?
Well, he's given that for a lot of time now. We know there's inflation. Do you not think it should go up now? Because clearly there's been a lot of instances here where they're like, well, your business plan, it's not enough money to do this with Alan Sugar. It's like, well, Alan Sugar maybe needs to bump his prize money up to $500,000.
Arguably, the only business plan where that was linked to was Lawrence's, because Lawrence basically
and slightly Dan.
No,
one venue is 120,000. It's like,
well, that was the O2. Yes, but we'll talk about. Yeah, but that's not because he wants to start a business with it. That's because he wants to do it with an existing business, and that was a bone of contention, which we'll get to in a moment.
Well, Alan Sugar wants people to dream big. And
he does.
You can only dream so big with 250. That's what I'm saying. 250,000 to me
it's quite
doesn't seem
a
like
lot.
that much.
Oh, come on! Imagine if you went to a bank and asked for £250,000. Imagine what you could do with that. I feel like that's fine. I get where you're coming from, but I don't think he should bump it up to 5.5 million, should he? Which is what Lawrence was asking for.
Yes.
Lawrence was basically saying that Lord Sugar was going to have, it was a bit Dragon's Den-y. He was going to have a part of a business. So he was basically using that $250,000 as well as other investments. So God knows how he was going to chop up this business. Because if he was offering 50% of his business for £250,000, which he's valuing at £5.5 million, then how's he going to go up to someone else and say, oh, can I have £1 million, please, but I'm only going to give you 10%? Lord Sugar's getting half. Yeah, but it's Lord Sugar, isn't it? He schnuggums. So Lawrence went in with a very, very bad plan.
He had a lot of problems. And the main problem being that it was AI focused.
Yes, and AI we're already discussing the AI boom dying.
The bubble is burst. I mean, it's
bursting.
obvious because this shows how not great AI is, that all of them could tell his business plan had been put through AI. Well, how great is it then?
It had 3 verbs.
Even Alan Sugar, who doesn't know how to tweet. He didn't know how to tweet. He didn't know what the internet is. You big on the internet?
Are you big on the internet, Karishma? On the World Wide Web?
Even he could tell that it was written by AI. So this proves AI is not there. It waffles too much. And Lawrence kept saying, no, I wrote it, but brainstormed with AI and then rewrote it again. It's like, no.
Well, he said that he
especially
wrote
for the business he was doing.
Yeah, he wrote it. Then he fed it through AI to kind of tidy it up. But then when AI pumped out what he should do, he then re-edited it using the notes from AI. And he said, I can show you the past logs if you want, so you can see what it. And it's like, no, we don't want to read your 75-page document already. Normally you're asking us to reread another 75-page document that you then fed to AI.
Just believe in yourself and just do the original. What you've done yourself is much better.
He looks like Arthur from the cartoon series Arthur. He should believe in himself.
Library card, that's all you need.
That's all you need is a library card.
So yeah, not great for Lawrence because his business was it's like a personal relations.
And it's such a shame because that's a business he's good for as well.
And he's going to use AI, which is it's not personal.
No, exactly. Public relations, personal relations, and he's asking for something the most impersonal thing you can use, which is AI. And the sad thing is that when they first started talking to Lord Sugar about the business plan, it's PR. He's the top 30, under 30. He's he's been working in PR his whole life. He's done really well with it. He's got lots of good contacts. Although he couldn't. Was he the one who couldn't think of the one for Financial Times?
Yes.
Laura. Yes, Laura. Everyone knows Laura from the FT, don't they? I know Laura from the FT.
It was a bit of a specific question to ask him. Do you have a contact in Financial Times? Why there? Well, I could have a contact somewhere else, thank you.
He did say, I can give you names of other people. And I was waiting for him to say, so the Daily Mail. And I was like, oh, Lawrence, stop.
Dan Witter.
Yeah, it's Dan Witter, yeah.
Nana from GB News.
Of course, everyone knows Nana from GB News.
You know her.
Oh, what a dream that would be to talk to her. Christ. Yeah, poor old Lawrence. I did feel
he's again another sweet. He's sweet. He's not the same sweet as Priesh, but he's very the way he talks is kind. So I understand why he's good at the job that he does.
I found he was a bit more attacking though on this interview.
Well, that's what Linda found.
I mean, Linda fell out with a lot of people. She fell out with Karishma, and I don't think anyone could fall out with Karishma.
No. But I loved how Karishma pushed back though.
Ting ting, round 1 to Karishma.
And she was right. She was like, "You're not letting me talk." So how about that, Linda? And Linda was good. She was too stunned to speak. Yeah. And she also had to go Pasha. She fought back as well. And it's like, I like these and Dan. Everyone's standing up for themselves. And then I think Linda literally took it out on Lawrence, who had to just take it, unfortunately.
Well, he was a bit cocky because she gave her a hypothetical. She said, okay, so what if you don't make 10 million in the first year?
Yeah,
well, what if I walk out the street and get knocked out by a car?
Fair comment.
Oh, don't do that. Yeah,
fair
but
comment.
you don't do that to Linda because she's going to push back on it. And it's like, you could tell the frustration. At that point, Lawrence had 3 bad interviews. by the way the edit showed it anyway. And so this was his final one. And you could just tell by this point, the frustration has set in. He knew what he wanted to do for his business plan. But as I said, Lord Sugar if he had just been a PR agency, he wanted to start from scratch. I think he would be now in the top 2. But he didn't. He added that little element of AI tech that will improve work, and then we can sell it to other agencies. So basically, essentially, he wants to start a software, AI software, and then that was another. And
that costs so much AI.
5.5 million.
Well, exactly, and it might not. Linda might not work. Then what are you going to do? I'm going to get hit by a bus.
But then Lawrence said that he won't be the one building the software. He'll get someone else to do it for him. And then, quite rightly, someone pointed out, well, why don't we just invest in the person who's going to build the software for you? Who are you really? You're just the middleman.
It's too much money. It's too much resources. Too much clean water being used for this.
There's a small country that needs that water. Yes. So sorry, Lawrence, but we have to agree.
The fact that it needs fresh water for AI is really that's a bit that really annoys me. It can't be dirty water. It has to be fresh water.
I don't know enough to understand, but I know that they shouldn't. AI is dumb and people shouldn't be using it.
I'm glad that Lawrence didn't get his 5 million investment.
Lawrence as a person was lovely. Priesh was the person was lovely, but both their plans, both their plans weren't very good. And Priesh's boozy bar, unfortunately, will not
There's
see.
There's already a boozy bar in London and Ireland.
One in Hampshire.
Yeah, I know. What if I know it?
Never been to a boozy bar.
It's such a mean comment to Priesh. Don't quit your day job. It's like, don't be mean.
Do you think
he can do his own thing?
Yeah, but
he can
as a hobby, he can do boozy bar.
He made a cocktail.
It was wrong.
But tastes yummy.
But it tasted yummy.
It was a Priesh.
Mike sort of was like, thank you very much. Mike, I felt like wasn't on form.
Well, that's why. His first interview was the cocktail. He was drunk for the rest of them, probably.
Can we also say Karishma not only knocked Linda down round 1, round 2, Mike was like, identify your product. Karishma was like, this one. Yeah, you're right.
I know. Like, end of interview.
And thank you.
I know. He always tries to do his little gotchas, but he didn't do it there. She knew her product. So Priesh went, Lawrence went. Yep. Next up was Dan, the man.
Poor
Dan.
I felt sorry for Dan.
He's between a rock and a hard place.
Look, throughout this process, I've been a little bit critical of Dan. I've been a little
harsh but fair.
Karen Brady. I did a Karen Brady. Not as many followers as Karen. Karishma's got more followers than Karen on Instagram.
Alan,
more than me.
Alan, I think you should fire her. She has more followers than me.
How do you get so many? Can you imagine her taking a recording and say, Karishma, can you help me boost my followers?
Do you want to do a collab?
I should do a collab with Karishma. Yeah, that's could turn on the books.
Go on Karen Brady's Instagram. She's got her serum probably. This is Karishma's serum. Follow me.
Was it a video or photo with the serum dripping from her face? Yeah. I had a good night. Dan, I felt sorry for Dan. Like, as I said, through the process, I've been a little bit harsh with Dan, kind of been like, what has he done? What has he done?
He's done better and better. He's
but
been
he has
a
improved.
Slow grower.
Yeah, he's a grower, not a shower.
Yes.
And he did improve, and I think he had every right to be in the final. And honestly, from his business plan, it sounded like a good idea. His downfall was that he wasn't willing to share, and this has happened in the past. He wasn't willing to share his existing company, even though it's so linked to the one he wants to start, because all the staff and all the resources will be coming from the existing company in order to start the new company. Whoop dear, because he's already tested the new company out as a trial. And Dan wasn't willing to give up the whole share. He only wanted to give up the half share. Do you think?
Yes.
Dan even asked one of the interviewers for advice, Claudine.
Yeah. He felt a connection. She's the nice one. She's the one who does the backstory.
But apart from with Priesh.
Well, yeah. But she's always the one who either cries or gets them to cry, and she does the emotional side
sob
of
story.
Things.
Yeah.
So she's like the nice one, and Dan felt a connection with her. He felt, because Claude was like, just do it. Give Alan Sugar your company. Yeah. He's great. Snake oil salesman. He obviously didn't trust Claude, to be honest, but he trusted her. Claudine.
It's like Toad and Toadette for me. Claude and Claudine is like Toad and Toadette from Super Mario Brothers. Is like the sibling
costume.
Yeah.
He obviously trusted her because she was nice and approachable, and she talked about his backstory and all that, and how he's struggled at the beginning of the competition because he's got autism and
Asperger's.
ADHD. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you want. Yeah.
That's what he said.
Asperger's. I know, but you don't use that
whatever
word
you
anymore.
want.
You used to call it Asperger's, now you don't. But anyway, that's not the point.
Is it not the PC term anymore? I don't know. I don't know the umbrella of spectrum.
But anyway,
I should.
It was nice knowing that about Dan and finding out a bit more about him and the more vulnerable side of him, because he's quite hard-faced, isn't he, and casual. And he obviously had a connection with her. So yeah, for the first time, the interview ended and he went, actually, I'm going to take my moment, sat back down to the seat and asked her advice.
I thought
that's what you do in interviews. They say, "Do you have any questions?"
They do normally.
Normally, you're like, "No," because you're in an
Can't think
interview.
of something. Yeah,
But he was like, "Yes, actually." So yeah, he asked her advice, and she once again said, "No one's ever failed with Alan Sugar." Basically,
yeah. She said, "I've known Alan Sugar for a long time, and whenever Alan Sugar puts his name to something, it never fails." Forgetting about the video phone, but we never talk about that in Amstrad.
No. So I mean, I understand where Dan was coming. I would have done what Dan. Don't give Alan Sugar 50% of the company. He's had nothing to do with that company. Excuse me. It's like, don't just go, "I'll take that, please." He tried to do that with someone before,
and they said no before as well. Yes, in fact before even got to the bit when Alan Sugar interviewed him, he said, "Before we get going, I just wanted to let you know that I would not be willing to give you my company, so I think I'm out." And Alan Sugar said, "Yeah, okay, bye."
So I don't blame Dan. I think he must have told. I think what would have happened, it would have been Krishna and Dan as the final two. I think he must have. Production knew he was going to say no or whatever, so they then fired him. But I don't think he would have been fired if it went the other way.
I don't know. I think, look, I'm not in Dan's shoes, but I think from what the impression we got is that Dan was finding himself in a bit of a tricky situation with his business.
And he wanted a mentor.
He not just a mentor, he needed the money to kind of like prop up. He saw this other business as a way of kind of like getting more income, so that would prop up the losses that he's making. He was adamant he wasn't making losses to Lord Sugar, but Lord Sugar was like, "Well, look, it's all in the paperwork. We can see it in front of us in black and white." It wasn't really explained how Dan was making losses. It kind of inclined the idea that it was because of Dan's lifestyle.
Yeah, his extra house, his holidays. Yeah. It's like, all right, Karen.
Shopping twice a week in Harrods, you know what I mean? It's like there was an inclination there that like
buying
the reason
skincare every week on TikTok.
Well, not Linda, Claudine bought some and she said, "Look at my skin. Look at me. Look at me,
I'm
Lord
living
Sugar."
proof.
She was flirting with Shuggy, Sugar Bun. But Dan, yeah, I don't know. It felt like they did the dirty on Dan slightly with the edit, because the way it was indicating was that Dan's business was successful, but Dan was getting greedy, and it was and then because he wouldn't give up half his business, it was then kind of showing that he wasn't willing to.
That's what I mean. They edited it in a way that we're firing you, but actually, if he just went along with what they were saying, he would have been in the final two. Yeah. I think that's what they were doing.
But you said you don't blame him. I don't know. I think I would have considered it. I'm sure Dan considered it very hard.
He made that business himself at 17. Yes, so have I.
Yes, so do I. Don't you talk to me like that, Dan.
I've been in the factory, I've worked, I've driven a lorry. It's like, no, you haven't, Alan Sugar.
I built the chips for my Amstrad computers.
Yeah. Whatever, Alan Sugar. I'd be like, well, no, you can invest in this new company. Thank you. Don't invest in the one that I've already done.
But it's so tightly linked. That's the problem. It's like if Asda or Tesco decide that they're going to open Tesco, and it's like basically a supermarket, but you're on roller skates. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same thing, but with roller skates. So this is the same thing, but instead of school students, they're college students, they're graduate students. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean,
bless him, Dan.
I don't want this to take away from Pasha, because she's obviously in the final two now. But I do think...
But Karishma will win.
No, but that's the thing. I think originally it would have been Dan and Karishma, because Pasha, and again, it's the edit, like they show, like her business plan was 7 pages long. And then when Alan Sugar was speaking to them afterwards, the interviewees, he was like, "Well, where does the money come from?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, exactly. Where does it come?" That's like, well, there's no answer. But then they were like, "You're in the final two." And it's like, well, if Dan didn't decide to do that, Pasha wouldn't have got through, because they don't know the numbers, they don't know where the money's coming from. So why is she in the final two?
But Dan was being a bit sneaky with his money as well, wasn't he? And I don't think Lord Sugar liked the fact that Dan, even though again it showed that he was making a loss, Dan was saying, "No, it's not a loss. It's not a loss. No. That's wrong. It's not a loss."
I know. I don't want to say it, but I feel like Pasha is second by default. And I don't want to take away from her, because she seems like there was lots of positives about her. Like, she handled herself well in all the interviews. They said she had great relations with what she wanted to do, and she was top of her game in her industry. So I'm not taking away from her, but it feels like, for the looking at the finals, like, well, Krishna's won then, basically, because Pasha should have been third, also, and Dan should have been second.
Lord Sugar was saying that he's had, I didn't know this actually, he said, "I had a beauty brand."
Yes.
And
it was that woman who said, "Do French like her children? Do French people like children?"
Her?
Yeah, she didn't win, but and on the Live You're Fired episode, he said, "We're going to have a deal," and she made Tropic. Remember that woman who used to live near?
Yes.
She did Tropic.
Yes.
Yeah, and recently...
Which was a bit of a pyramid scheme.
It was, but better. But it's made loads and loads of money.
Okay.
She's bought him out last year.
She bought him out. I see. So now that's where this all links from. So then Lord Sugar...
There's a gap in the market for Alan Sugar's portfolio.
He said, I know I can do it because I've done it once and I can do it again.
Yeah, and he's just lost it. Like, I think it was last year she bought him out, or the year before that.
And you can tell he likes charisma as well. In fact, all of them, Tim and Baroness Karen, liked charisma. You can tell. Not that they didn't, not that they hated Pasha, but what I'm meaning is that like they were glowing with reviews about
there's
charisma.
more to it, because Pasha's business is a recruitment agency, but for care work, and it's more
private care, yeah,
and it's more of a relations type. Like, she wants to go to the care home, know the people, and give support and the staff specific. Like, she wants to do that more personal touch, which is fine. But like, how are they going to do this as an apprentice task? Do you know what I mean? Like, they have to make a silly social media advert next week. It's like, what are they going to do?
Well, they showed Levi, didn't they, in an advert, and I think his was linked to the Pasha one because he was like, "I've had enough. I can't find the staff."
Oh god! So she's got Levi and Kieran.
Yes.
Winning team.
Not everyone's first choice.
Maybe
but
Pasha will win.
Always my first choice.
Maybe she will win.
Pasha also, we've seemed to be skirting around the fact that her company is called Anne Cool, and it's meant to be a play on words.
Who is Anne? Why is it Anne Cool?
Anne Cool.
Yeah, but who is Anne?
Give us Anne Cool.
Why is it not Pasha Cool?
Well, it should be Cool.
Or Pasha?
No, it should be Cool. But Anne, I'm presuming she means Anne as in Cool. Give us Anne Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, but it should be
Cool.
No, it doesn't.
This is chic all over again. She spelled chic wrong, remember? Maybe she spelled Anne
That's
wrong.
true. She forgets. Look, Pasha, this is meant from the heart. If you're following the word with a consonant, next word is A, not Anne.
Sounds like Countdown.
I sound like I'm trying to sound intelligent, but I'm not being intelligent at all. It's the subject is this and the subject is
but
that.
it was ANNE. That's the name Anne. Like,
is
Anne
it Anne
Hathaway.
Cool?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Anne A-N Cool.
No, it's ANNE.
She thinks Anne is spelled like that as well. Anne Cool.
It could have been like Pasha Care or something, or Passionate
Pash
Care. Pash Care.
Pash Care.
Put yourself in there. Although some people say you should never put your name in a business, because
No,
then
because
when you
then-
expand,
yeah.
it becomes impossible.
And then you
Tony
sell
and
it to
Guy.
a big conglomerate. Yep, Trevor Mitchell.
Exactly. See, hair. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Pash is going to do this, but we'll see how Anne Cool goes.
Do you think that
Maybe it focuses on the care of broken ankles.
just an ankle? Well, you joke. Remember we went to...
Have you hurt your ankle?
we were walking-
Then call Anne Cool. Cool. And she'll call to get your
She'll
ankle.
call an ankle, and Anne will call for your
Yeah,
ankle.
all our nurses are called Anne.
Do you remember when we were walking
we
around?
specialise in ankle.
So basically, you can only work for her if your name's Anne.
Yeah.
And only if you special in podiatry.
Specialise, yeah, and you can only call her if you've hurt your ankle.
Okay.
In the care
That's very
home.
niche. That's a very niche.
If your ankle hurts, call Anne.
For a call.
And Anne will come out for a call.
Anne will call for your foot.
There you go. Kieran, Levi, this is your social media post.
Come on, Dan. You should have sorted that out. Dan, what am I picking on him for?
Right.
But yes. But do you know, I was going to say to you, do you not remember when we were walking around yesterday and they were looking for people to cut people's toenails? So there is niches.
That's true.
There's a job for someone to cut toenails. Not joking.
It was two really random things.
Yeah.
It was like social media and cut
No,
toenails.
it was receptionist.
No, that was it.
And toenail
Receptionist
cutter.
plus toenail cutter.
clipper.
Lovely. Right, so the last one then.
Karishma. The winner.
Well, we've been praising Karishma for quite a few weeks now, so it makes sense that she's in the final two. That makes sense. Karishma and Priesh, the winners.
Priesh didn't know, bless him.
He had the most wins. If this
He had
was
the most
only-
wins,
If this
everyone.
was the old format, he'd be well away, because Alan Sugar said he's great at his job. It's like, well, he'd be like, come work in my office.
Yes.
It's where you peak.
This is it,
So-
isn't it? This is what we forget, but it's been so many years now that you can't really use that as an
No,
excuse anymore.
but he could have been a winner in Series 10, I think, Priesh. Anyway,
He's got a
Karishma.
job. He's got a good enough job.
He has.
And
It's a side hustle.
if he doesn't like it, he can always work as... He can change his name to Anne.
He can just do Cameo now, because he's just got that funny way about him.
He'd probably make a lot of money on Cameo, to be
Exactly.
fair.
So Karishma, she is doing skincare, personal story. She's big on the internet.
Bigger than Karen.
Yeah. Alan Sugar was impressed. She's got influence. She's got degrees. She knows what she's doing. She had answers for pretty much everything apart from her numbers with Claude.
That's
That was her
always a
one
weakness
downfall.
for everyone, though, isn't it? Claude basically is all about the numbers. But like every year, whenever it comes to the numbers, they all piss it up the wall. Every single one of them. Even Lawrence said, like, oh, here's my profit and loss. And it was like that big. It's like, how you would we read this? Literally crunched up and threw it in Lawrence's face.
When he said that, I said to you, I wonder if he's done that through AI, and then it all came out.
Yes.
It was all. But I mean, to be fair, Karishma did, once she looked at her own business plan back, she did kind of know where the things were. So Charisma's really good with the detail. Like the thing when, who was the guy who gave her the samples? What's his name?
Mike.
Like, you know, she said, she looked at it, she narrowed it down to 3.
Because of the colour,
Can I smell it? I know my product. And she got it right.
She did.
She knows her stuff.
And you can tell Mike was really
about
pissed off that she got it right, because he had a whole spiel in his head of what he was going to say.
He booked out 20 minutes for that.
He did. Bye, Karishma. Off you go.
You passed the test.
But as I say, she messed up with Claude a little bit. She even said, like, numbers mean nothing to me, so they probably mean nothing to you. Claude was a bit like, get out.
Linda,
that fight with Linda was flipping fantastic.
But Karishma came out on top, which is very
100%,
rare
yes.
with Linda. Normally, Linda's the one, she's top dog, but Karishma gave back.
Linda needs to be put in her face from time to time, if you ask me. And I feel like Linda
I'll see you outside.
Yeah. I reckon.
Off her pearl earrings.
I'm not joking. I think Karishma would have had a scrap with her. She was like, Nick, come on, mate. And she got back downstairs with everyone else. She was like, yeah, on to the next one, mate. And she was like, all right. It's like she was like, off camera, she had a pint of beer and she was guzzling it.
Well, fair enough, because we're not, as people,
Karishma.
we're not taking this crap anymore.
No.
And that these contestants really showed that this series. It's like, no, we're going to talk back to these stupid questions from Linda.
Fashion brand. What fashion brand, Linda?
Not letting me talk. It's like,
you know nothing. Nothing, Linda. Next year, you're going to be replaced by Karishma. And Karishma's going to be the one slapping him down. You wait. You mark my words.
So, final 2 is Karishma at Pasha. I mean, Karishma is the win for me.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be able to do her social media thing really well. She's going to be doing, she's really good at branding. Yep. She's shown that already. She's good at the public speaking bit, and because it's her business and she's passionate, she's really good at selling something.
She knows it inside out. She has a brilliant sob story. 2 brilliant sob stories, if you think about it. A sob story. I know, that sounds awful.
That's a Britain's Got Talent X Factor verb.
Yes.
Like the backstory of someone is that.
But she has she had a skin problem. She found a way.
Alan Sugar's crap joke. She had acne. I went to school with her. Good one, Alan. It's like need to get some new writers in.
Sounds like Anne Cool to me.
Well, at least that got a real laugh. It's like, all right, Alan, bring the mood down.
He's always doing crap jokes.
I know, but that was a really top crap joke.
I honestly don't think I could work with Lord Sugar. I don't get me wrong. I like the guy. He's fine. You know what he does. I like him on this show, I should say. But like his jokes. There's only so many times you can do. Like, what's that? It's the episode of Friends when Chandler has to laugh at his boss's jokes.
It is like that.
Yeah, and he like just once forgets to laugh. Can you imagine how angry Shuggy would get? He'd be like, "What?"
That's what that joke felt like, with all of them around just looking uncomfortable. Like, oh, yeah, good one.
Someone needs to do a supercut of like Alan Sugar's jokes, but instead of everyone laughing, just have like shots of everyone just sat there looking, staring.
I think
wind
Tim
blowing.
Rolled his eyes at that joke, and I think Claudine then winked at him, being like, "Yeah, I know." There was an edit. Go watch it back.
I will.
Claudine does like a wink at Tim, and I think Tim did something to her to say that's a shit joke, Alan. But they would never say it out loud.
Politics in the office, everyone.
I think there is. So yeah, Karishma, I think is going to do really well.
It's her challenge to lose. It is. Basically, she should win this. She should win this quite comfortably. But all it takes is one.
And her winning will also make the rest of the weeks not seem pointless. Because like she's also done good in the do you know what I mean? In the challenges, where Pasha was kind of under the radar for quite a lot of this, apart from when she came in her boss bitch outfit and hair that one week to be PM.
You were quite shocked to see her on This Morning, weren't you? Yesterday.
I know. I'm not going to talk about it, but yeah.
Does it still pain you to think about it?
No, but it's inappropriate.
Just not going to talk about it.
That's an Alan Sugar.
Again, talking about inappropriate, Pasha uses her LinkedIn account for showing pictures of her getting out of a car.
I know. I saw people on Reddit
out.
last week saying that all of Pasha's, she looks like she's just an influencer. Like, and then it's on LinkedIn. She had a printout, didn't she? Why are you in a bikini in a limousine on LinkedIn?
Claudine again. She pointed that one out. She pointed that one out. So, but Karishma, she uses her TikTok and Instagram accounts for her business. So
and
again,
her dad.
I mean, it feels like it's the battle of the influencers, let's be honest with you. Pasha has a good social media base.
Pasha's a business influencer.
Karishma's got a good social media base. So I feel like this year it's the final of the influencers and see who can do best.
And it's like, that's the thing that impressed Alan Sugar. It's like, I have followers. He's like, oh. He's like, Is that all you? That's what the one thing you can't do, Alan. You can't get the followers, can you?
But it's like
That's
when
the
you
one
tell
thing he can't do.
It's like when you go to your nan and you say, "Oh, nan, I I do a podcast." And your nan's like, "Oh, do you?" And you're like, "Yeah. We on our Instagram, we've got 1,000 followers. 1,000! Like, that's amazing." And you're just like, "Thanks, nan. Cheers, nan. Thanks for picking me up."
You'll get there soon.
One day.
You'll be 500k like Karishma one
Maybe
day.
I should do a collab with Baroness Brady and Karishma.
Get them both
three-way
audiences.
I'd enjoy that.
And Pasha.
If ever you get in touch, guys, get in touch. We're more than welcome to do a collab with you all.
For followers. No other reason.
No, we don't want to be friends.
Right, so the final next week, everyone. So you can get your predictions, comments in now for the big final. Who do you want to win? Do you think it's fair? Is there going to be loads of comments saying Dan should have been in the final?
Yes,
there will be.
There will be.
Let us know.
But do you think Dan, right, if you're going to comment and say Dan should have been in the final, what do you think Dan did to not get himself in the final? Or what do you think happened to we've said that the main reason Dan didn't make it was because he wasn't willing to share his business.
Yes.
100%. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
If that's the case, then go ahead. Keyboard warrior us.
How?
We'd love it. How? Fred Dinage us.
No, how do they get in touch?
Oh, he's going, how?
No.
How to? You can get in touch with us by going to our link tree, linktr.ee/faithful2. On there, it's got all the links to our social media, but also ways you can watch and listen to us if you are watching us, of course, on YouTube and Spotify. You can video us, or you can comment underneath the video with your thoughts. And if you are listening to us, do follow, subscribe, ring the bell. Do all the good stuff. Tell your friends. And if you like the podcast and you want to help with it, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. And on there, you can give us a £5 one-off or monthly donation, which helps with the show grow.
Lovely. Right.
Show
So
grow.
we will see
And
you.
ankle.
And grow an ankle.
I've given up.
We will see you all next week for the big final. Goodbye.